Well, hello there. I'm sure everybody must be enjoying Sunday today. The interesting thing is, a week ago, on Sunday, on the 15th of March 2026, North Korea held their equivalent of a general election. Here they have the Supreme People's Assembly, which has 687 deputies, or for us Indians, members of parliament. Now, while in India, when you go into a voting booth, you see a list of parties which you can choose from. In Korea, if you go to your region and into what counts as a voting booth, you'll see two boxes on either side, and on the ballot, you'll find just one name. Besides that, there will be two options, yes or no. Now, it wouldn't really be practical for someone to vote no, as that they would be rather saddened after voting no. In this year's elections, we had 25 million citizens, out of which 99.93% voted in favor of Kim Jong-un's Korean Workers' Party. If that sounds fishy to you, don't be surprised. It has been going on in North Korea for the better half of a century. Why does this happen though? Because North Korea, or the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, is not exactly a democracy, it's a totalitarian regime, disguised as a democracy by these facades of elections. This year, however, there was an interesting twist. Normally, in election results, we see 100% of the votes being counted in favor of the Korean Workers' Party. This year, however, we saw 99.93% in favor. So the entire internet has come ablaze asking about the whereabouts of the 0.07% and whether or not they're okay. If that is actually true, however, then those 0.07% people are most certainly not okay. In Korea, the Korean Workers' Party actually chooses every single candidate who is to come on the ballot. So in a particular region, we have a person X who is a candidate from the Korean Workers' Party. And people can only say yes or no, and most end up saying yes. Now there's a third option, which is also not practical if you want to live, which is abstention. If you abstain voluntarily from the elections without any cause, any proper cause or permission, that counts as treason, and you are probably executed or sentenced to years of hard labor in a Korean work camp. So this concludes this cycle of the Korean democratic elections. There was a 2023 amendment by the Supreme People's Assembly, which counts as the country's legislature, where the Korean Workers' Party now actually holds internal decisions between two candidates for a certain region. Whoever wins among those two ends up going on the ballot. This, however, changes nothing and continues the authoritarianism that North Korea currently runs on. Another very telling fact is that this legislature, the Supreme People's Assembly, meets for less than 10 days a year, and this cannot do any work which counts as constructive. At the end of the day, all decisions are handled by the party leadership, and more specifically Kim Jong-un, the supreme leader of North Korea. So to anybody of you watching this video, I know for a fact that you're not in North Korea, and after watching this video, I'm sure all of us will remain thankful that we were not born there. Because I read a line somewhere that when decisions are known, when outcomes are known before the vote occurs, that is not democracy, but choreography. Thank you everyone, follow for more.